What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with the Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 14, High and Dry. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop. Make sure y'all like the videos so I can stay in the algorithm. Y'all, ugh, I look so raggedy coming on. But I'm just going to give y'all this real quick, and I'll bring y'all Married to Medicine tomorrow. If I'm going to sum up this whole episode, this trip, it was projection, whole baths, and one terrible trip. Angel, you need your ass whooped. But you know what? I gave you grace last week. I really did. But, girl. Anyway. So the episode picks right back up with Angel asking everybody, what was said about me and me wanting and, having this whole renting of a house or eviction. What did your person say to you? So Wendy said to her realtor, Wendy said that her realtor friend told her Angel wanted a property that looked like it was $14,000, but wanted to pay $1,000. I kind of have two things to say about that. First of all, I probably would want the same thing. A rental that is actually worth $14,000, but I really want to pay $1,000. First of all, I really want to live there for free. Second, that's not what you said early on when y'all first talked, when you, Giselle, and what's her name, Ashley, had first talked about this at that restaurant. I think you said something about $500. I don't know, or $5,000. I don't know, but your story really did change. You did not say anything about $1,000. So was your friend telling the truth, or is she lying, or did anybody say that? Did you just make that up? I'm aggravated with Wendy because, again, I cannot get mad. I will say this. I can't get mad at how Wendy is responding to Angel. But at the same time, I feel like just like they're going too far, so are you. Anyway, Angel says to Wendy that your friend is wrong. I know exactly who you're talking about, but she is wrong. So now they feel like because Angel knows who she's talking about, Angel is still lying. Kind of like what y'all been doing to Stacey. She has been showing y'all receipts, has been receipting, all the things y'all making these accusations of. She ain't lying about it. But y'all go on to something else. Y'all keep throwing something until it sticks. And I think that's what you're doing now. Anyway, Stacey wants Angel to call the realtor. And Wendy looked at Stacey and was like, well, when we wanted you to call TJ, you didn't want to call TJ. Why are we even talking about that? Why are we talking about that? TJ ain't never produced no receipts or anything like that, which further makes me believe, Wendy, that you're lying. And I really don't like this person that you're presenting yourself to be in front of them. So, yeah, no. That's a whole no for me. So then Giselle asked Stacey, how was TJ? Why are you even asking me that? Why are you asking me that? You don't even like me like that. So why are you asking me how another nigga, a nigga that I'm not even checking for, asking me how he doing? You want to know how he doing? You go ask him. Since you've been in contact with him, you go ask. Anyway, she said she don't know how he's doing, but she know how Timo doing, or Themo, or whatever his name is. Period. So again, everybody's complaining about the mindful. Now they're complaining about the mindful exercise. And Kiana started crying. I think it's the altitude that is making Kiana cry. Anyway, all of the ladies set their intentions. Angel said she wanted to get to know the ladies for the third time. Angel, this season is almost over and you still trying to get to know the ladies, which further lets me know you really don't want to get to know them. You don't. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Production rolled those cameras back and showed that she said that multiple times, but you never made an attempt. I get why, but at the same time, these are your castmates and they're not. It takes two. It takes two to build a relationship. Anyway, Wendy said she wanted to have fun. Stacy said she wanted to be present and enjoy because she tired of fighting. Ashley said to peel back layers and just have fun. Tia says to get to know the ladies better. Again, the same thing that I'm saying to Angel. Tia, I am saying this to you. This season is almost over. How is it that you don't know these ladies? You've been filming with them. You don't hang out with them outside of filming. Like, that says a lot about all of y'all. Anyway, Giselle said she wanted a room with a bathroom in it. And you cannot get that. Stacy wanted her gifts with her name on it. But did you do that? No. So whatever you get, I'm really not mad at it. But I wasn't mad at the complaints that you was making. But at the same time, the amenities of it, I'm not mad at it. But you not having a bathroom, you not having a big room, girl, ain't nobody thinking about you. Okay? Angel was like, listen, if they want to nitpick and complain, I'm going to let them do that. Okay, fine. So Giselle tells Ashley and Monique she's complaining again that she want to have her own room. It's no shade to Ashley, but I want to be able to be in my own room. And I get it. But at the same time, girl, you have never been really the hostess with the mostest. You have been trash AF towards ladies in the past seasons. Like, again, as everybody talked about, I remember that season when Wendy came to your house and said, this. And you made them sit outside. You didn't even want them to use your bathroom. So whatever you get is what they call it? Charismatic or karmic or whatever. That's what you get. Okay? But again, I can't be mad at the actual amenities. Angel, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. All right? So Monique asked Angel how many bedrooms do she have at her personal house? And why can't Giselle stay at her house? Giselle can sit outside in my backyard, and that's all she can do. The way this lady had been clowning and acting all season, and I'm supposed to let a hoe who been clowning on me all season to stay at my house and bring all that negative energy in my home? Yeah, no. You go let her stay in your full houses. Monique, get out my face. So Giselle asked Wendy to call the realtor. And Wendy was like, no, I'm going to let Angel do that. Fine. So Tia, Kiana, and Angel, they get in the car and they talk about the whole realtor comment that she made to Wendy. They think that it was tacky. They think that, Tia was like, she make her people sign NDAs. Angel lets us know that house that they're staying in is worth $1.6 million. And I'm like, but it's not operating in a $1.6 million. It's actually operating as a regular little $900 a month apartment. Okay, $900 to $1,000 apartment when the water ain't on. Today, this building, the water gonna be off in this building from 1 to 4. Okay, I suggest that you wash your ass early or after that. Okay. It happens in these raggedy apartments a little often. They do send us the email, so we make sure to bathe before anything else. Anyway, Giselle said when she took them to Nevis, they felt warm and loved. Giselle, I'm going to need you to pump your brakes right there because not everybody felt like that. You have made it uncomfortable for Angel. You made it uncomfortable for Stacy. And I want to say there was a slight of uncomfort or discomfort for Kiana as well. Anyway, Angel's house is very beautiful. The ladies are still back at the other house, the $1.6 million ranch. The ladies are still talking about how they should have been all together and they should not have split up. But somebody mentioned that this was the worst trip. And I was like, no. The Miami trip was the worst trip. Okay, anywhere Mia took y'all, that was some gutter snipe mess. Okay, that was the worst. So please don't sit here and act like this was the worst damn trip. Anyway, day one, we get to Angel's mixer. Angel said in her confessional she planned details to let the ladies know she was intentional. No, you didn't. But I guess, Angel, if you feel like this was you being intentional, you throwing them like an hour or hour and a half away from you couldn't find nothing. You couldn't find an Airbnb. You had to put them in one of your properties. Again, that was an hour and a half away. You couldn't afford, since you rich, you couldn't afford an Airbnb near you. I know they had something. Everything wasn't that damn booked up unless it was very last minute. But don't they still have hotels? That's all I'm saying. Ashley, of course, she's still complaining. Giselle face is saying it all because now the ladies are arriving to Angel's house. Giselle face looked like when Candace told her, "You and your dwindling uterus." I'm sorry, that's how her face looked. Okay, so Monique talk about the trips that she has planned over time when they went to her house, and I want to say they went to three or four trips or something with Monique, and we get a flashback of all of that, which was really nice. Monique think there is more going on with Angel and Bobby, and I'm just like, Monique, not everybody going through the same situation that you and Chris went through. Like, you don't even know this lady like that. You don't know her husband like that. And even if you did, why would you share that with those ladies? And if you were such a girl's girl, you probably would have could have had this conversation with Angel, just both of y'all. But whatever. Stacy tells Monique, Angel is very sensitive when it comes to Bobby, so don't say nothing about Bobby. So Ashley made a comment about Angel's house. And I was like, Ashley, your mother lives in a tent. Let's move this along. So she tells not Tia. Angel tells Giselle that she made a drink especially for her. And I'm like, girl, bye, because you put her in a twin bed or in a room to share with Ashley. You get onto her, and now that she's at your house, now you want to kiss her ass again. Like, I don't understand, Angel. You can't never just stand on what you stand on. Your emotions, you kind of wishy-washy. And that's what I get from Angel. Angel is extremely wishy-washy. And I don't really like that. So Angel introduced them to these guys that were sitting outside with Bobby. She introduces them, tell us what they do for a living and how big they are and all of the things. And they just sitting there looking like, niggas, y'all mama ain't teach y'all no manners. Like, y'all can't say, hey, how you doing? Yeah, nothing. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing mighty fine. Last time I seen you, it's been a long time. Shout out to Destiny Child. I'm just saying, one sitting there just smoking his cigar, looking either way, I would have shoved that cigar down your throat. Like, let me tell y'all know, I always got a weird, quick little story. My mama, I don't know if y'all mama used to say this, but if you ever walked in my mama house and and you don't speak, my mama will always say, I ain't sleep with you last night. I'll be like, girl, what that mean? But I find myself saying that, like, it doesn't cost to say hello, and it was just looking like y'all owe us a hello. Like, I don't know, it was just so ick to me. It was very ick. I don't know, it just didn't feel gentleman like. That's all I'm saying. So then Monique, all of the ladies are at the table, just sitting there eating. Monique says to Angel she likes her energy that she's carrying right now. And Giselle said, oh, because her energy tells Angel, your energy this morning was whack. And it's like, Giselle, you have to take a moment to stab somebody. You always have to take a moment to just be yourself. You are a weirdo. Like, I just feel like Giselle is a weirdo, and you always have to take moments to be evil. There are so many people out there like Giselle, miserable, and just always want to take a moment and stab at them. Anyway, Giselle asked if she if you were, why wasn't she able to find anything closer, which I feel like was a valid question. Like, why wasn't you able to find anything closer? She tells her, that house was whack, which it was, because first of all, it didn't have no running water and it smelled like sewer. And the water has been going off and on. And I'm just like, Angel, you left these ladies destitute. And I mean, it wasn't destitute, but at the same time, you had them somewhere where they know nothing about a whole hour and a half away. Like, Angel, really? So she was like, Angel said she didn't know. Why the hell you don't know? Like, I don't understand. You could have made better accommodations for these ladies. Anyway, Giselle pipes up and talks to Tia and Stacy and asks were they cool or whatnot. Stacy tells Angel she didn't know who she was, and Tia was like, I mean, not Angel, I'm sorry. Stacy asks Tia, tells Tia, listen, I didn't know who you was, and Tia basically was like, that's rich coming from you. But she thought, Tia, she was like, I thought you were more level-headed and neutral, which is why I introduced you to my husband. She said it meant a lot to allow you to meet my family, and then you flipped the script all the way. Stacy lied. Yeah, Stacy did lie. Stacy and Timu lied because he didn't want to be around everybody. So he didn't want to go to dinner with Eddie and Wendy. We already know why. Yeah, he lied about it. And it is what it is. We get a flashback with all of that. So then Stacy tells Tia tells Tia, you quickly jumped on the hate Stacy train, and I think you did. She says Tia goes everywhere. Tia is like Jossie. I'm gonna go wherever the wind blow, and that's what it's always been. So Tia responded. She said everything people are saying about her is true. She's finding out that it's true. Like what? Because everything everybody has been saying about Stacy has been turning out not true. So tell us, which she tried to give an example, but that example was lame as fuck. And not only did you try to give an example, you tried to shift the argument between Monique and Stacy. And when you saw them kind of going back and forth, you sat right there in that corner next to Giselle and smiled. And that's why I cannot with you, because you ain't nothing but a damn a low budget, what's her name? The girl who sang American Boy. Okay? You're a low budget her who messy AF. You messy. And you did all of that because you knew you was lying. Like you knew you couldn't handle Stacy either. So Tia gave an example about Stacy saying she didn't know Chris Samuels. She did not say that. She did not say that. You asked her, did she ask her about Chris or something? I don't know. But she never told you that. Anyway, Tia then tells the ladies that even if she ever spoken to him about, if she said she asked Stacy, she said that she asked Stacy if she ever spoken to Chris Samuels about their marriage. And she said Stacy lied about that. She did not. She did not. What did she say about Chris Samuels' marriage, since you're all up in whatever those people have going on? So I just want to point this out, because even when Tia went to go meet with Stacy, your motive was to get juice, gossip, and get all in this lady business so you could go back and tell these hoes over here. You did. And you said that. I want to say you said that to the girls, or you either said that in your confessional, but that was the whole plan. So for you to act like you were being genuine in your meetup with Stacy, that was a lie. Like you was disingenuous the whole time. And you gonna sit here and say this lady lied about X, Y, and Z. That she did not lie about. Yeah, I will say this. Timu lied about wanting to eat the next day but going out of town because he really didn't want to eat with you, your man, or your help, Eddie and Wendy. He didn't. And Stacy backs him up. So again, what's the problem? So Ashley just sitting there, forehead just sweating because she can't wait to call Stacey a liar. Ashley, shut up. She didn't say it out loud, but she did say something in her confessional. So Tia tells Stacey, if you're gonna lie, be a good liar. And I'm looking at her like, what sense does that make? That sounds crazy to me. That don't sound crazy to you, Miss Prim and Proper? I don't like Tia. Like, Tia is now dwindling down to my shit list. Anyway, she tells Tia, and so now, since you don't have a comeback, this is another thing. Since you didn't have a comeback for Stacey, and Stacey was low-key eating your ass up, you then say, you're agitating my spirit. No, the lady sitting next to you is what's agitating your spirit. All of the things that you have collected from all of the ladies that collected this unknown beef and frustration and hate towards Stacey, you have gathered that, which is why your demons are agitated. It has nothing to do with Stacey. You jumped on the bandwagon, and now you all of a sudden, she agitates, her spirit agitates you. Girl, Tia, get the fuck out of my face. Anyway, Monique tells the ladies that she asked Stacey, did Stacey tell Chris, whatever was said amongst the ladies, and Stacey repeatedly said no. So Monique asks the table, well, who told Chris? The bitch that's sitting on the other side of you. She told Cookie big ass, and Cookie big fat ass ran and told Chris. That's how all of this came about. Or let me say this, because Chris, you said Chris is like low key a gutter snipe. He knew you was coming on the show, so he probably got a lawyer to do a cease and desist, because was it a cease or desist? I don't know, but whatever it was, not a cease and desist, just some whatever the documents the lawyers sent to you to not talk about him. You also said that you put him in your book and said, the things that you went through in your marriage. So yeah, I really don't think for a fact that it was Stacey that ran and told Chris Samuels anything about whatever it was that y'all talked about. I think it was Cookie, and I think Kiana called Cookie, and I think they all knew. Everybody knew what was going on, which was why everybody was sitting at that table extremely quiet when you asked them. Nobody said anything, not even Kiana, and yeah, it's aggravating me. So Stacey said, she didn't call him. And Monique tells Stacey that it's her inconsistent lies. And see, this is what I'm talking about. You get back on here with these same pack of bitches that dogged you the entire out, caused you and your friend to get into it, even though it was you that put your hands on said friend. And you still allowing what they say and how they've treated Stacey. You are allowing that to cloud your judgment of Stacey. I really do feel like you believe her, but outward to them, you're gonna act like Stacey is just this known liar. Like, you said you didn't care. Now all of a sudden it matters. All of a sudden lawyers sent you documents. All of a sudden, right upon meeting Stacey, he called you 10 minutes later. Like, talking about whatever situation, he called you 10 minutes later. Like, I don't understand. I need somebody to explain this to me, because I don't understand. Anyway, I feel like Monique, these women better than Stacey or anybody else do. You know how these, especially Ashley and Giselle, them the two that you really know, and you know how they operate. Now, I'm not, okay, so let me say this. I'm not trying to excuse Stacey And the lies that she told, I'm not trying to excuse that, and I need y'all to know that. But y'all sitting here constantly making this lady out to be a liar, but nobody has proof of what she's lied about. Nobody has shown receipts of what she has lied about. Everything has been a lot of speculations that you hoes cannot prove. And that's all I'm saying. So while Monique and Stacey was kind of going back and forth, because all Stacey kept saying was, baby, I didn't say anything. I feel bad for you and whatever you got going on, but I didn't say that. I didn't say that. And I think that is aggravating, because I would have dragged me, Monique. I'd have dragged you. Okay? I'm just saying. And Tia sitting right next to Giselle while those two was going back and forth with a... She did her hair like this. She did like this, moved her hair to the side, and was smirking. I said, this raggedy wench. So, again, Stacey kept telling Monique she didn't say anything. Meanwhile, all of the other ladies are sitting there quiet. You guys are making up every reason not to like Stacey, but I'm sorry. Lost track of what I wanted to say. So, y'all have every reason, y'all coming up with every reason for not liking Stacey, but I don't understand. I don't understand. Nothing is sticking. Nothing is sticking. And why y'all coming up with different reasons? I mean, why y'all I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get my thoughts. Y'all have every reason in the book, coming up with reason after reason for not liking Stacey. If one thing don't work and it don't stick to the wall, y'all find another reason not to like Stacey. Y'all keep finding multiple reasons, but again, nothing is sticking. That is what I wanted to say. Sorry, sometimes I have a hard time articulating. And nothing is sticking. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. It just becomes a lot. And again, I had been complaining about the pile on with her and Angel since around the beginning. So Angel tells the ladies, they cut that conversation. Angel decides to tell the ladies she's going to take them on a private jet to Aspen tomorrow, the next day. And she's taking them to Chemo Sabe or whatever. It's a hat. I guess it's a hat place or something where a lot of celebs, they go shopping at that place. Giselle was like, well, I don't know anything about it. You wouldn't. Anyway, this was another thing. Angel's party was over at 7:30. I don't know if she even notified the ladies on how dark it gets out in the cabins. I don't know. We don't get everything. I'm going to assume that's why she told them the party was over at 7:30 and that they needed to leave. I'm going to make an ignorant assumption and say that she told them that. Anyway, before they left, they asked Angel, can we just have a pajama jam? You can stay over, and just have a girls' night or whatever. So Angel goes and talks to Bobby. She was like, listen, I need to talk to Bobby about X, Y, and Z. And so Monique was like, basically, he dead. Basically, you shouldn't have to really talk to him. And Angel kind of threw her hands up like, girl, shut the fuck up. This is my husband. I was like, okay. So Angel, I feel like Angel didn't want to stay. I think she wanted to take them to Aspen. After Aspen, she wanted to come home. So Angel goes to Bobby and she was, she talked to him about the pajama party that the ladies wanted after they go to Aspen. And he was like hesitant. And he was like, it's going to be boring. I don't know. He was like, do you want to go? And she was like, no, I really don't want to go. And I'm just like, Angel, You one and done, girl. You ain't even got to worry about coming back next season. I'm pretty sure they'll give that spot to Jassy or Monique, whichever one want to be a full-time fluke holder if Karen don't come back. Anyway, I feel like low key she used her husband, as Ashley said, she used her husband as a scapegoat because she really didn't want to go. She really didn't want to hang out with the ladies. And then she tells Bobby that she is a breast mom. And I was like, but you wasn't too worried about being a breast mom when you was down in Nevis. But again, she probably had to pump an excessive amount because she was in Nevis for a whole week. So I feel like you could have pumped just enough for maybe an overnight stay. You're only an hour away. And if anything is wrong, then you would have had to call Bobby. I don't know. Angel, like, really dropped the ball this episode. So the ladies think Bobby is Angel's security blanket when she don't want to do nothing with the ladies, which is what Ashley said. And I agree. Anyway, the ladies get, they as they're on their way back to the cabin, they notice how pitch dark it is on the road. And I'm like, whoa. Like, it is really dark. And now the water, it gets back to the house the next morning, they find out that the water worked in the house. And then they started YouTubing. Ashley said that they started YouTubing on the water didn't work in the house. So apparently they started YouTubing on how to fix the water. And not only was the water wasn't working, it was 90 degrees in the house. Like, it was hot in the house. I don't know if the heat wasn't working, but it was hot in there. So their sleep was very uncomfortable. And I think the bathroom smelled like sewer. Yeah. So over at Angel's, of course, y'all have running water, y'all have air, and you have a glam squad. But okay, girl. So Angel said she didn't know anything about all of the things that were happening in the Airbnb or whatever until Jossie told her. And then there was she found out about the sewage smell as well. She said she immediately contacted the homeowner so they can get everything rectified. So then we find out that Jossie told Angel that Monique was talking about her and her man, and Monique is still implying that Angel is going through the same thing her and Chris Samuels went through. And I'm just like, Monique, really? Really? Girl, I hope you enjoyed your whole bath, because you was irritating my spirit too. You got on my nerves too. Anyway, this trip was trash. Angel, I really think you can go ahead and hang it up flat screen, because I don't think you're gonna be back next season. And that is okay, because we don't have to see you. You can pump all the breast milk you want. No shades of people who breastfeed, but this is just directly and solely to Angel. You can be under your husband, and you can give all the breast milk you want and be a wag happily ever after in Denver. I mean, whatever, in Colorado, and not in Potomac, girl. Just, I don't know. This where the episode ended, y'all. I will give y'all, what's the name of it? I would give y'all Married to, I was going to give y'all Married to Medicine tonight, but I am in pain. I really don't feel good, and I really want to give it to y'all. I want to give y'all Married to Medicine tomorrow, since Love and Hip Hop, I believe, is still off. I really believe it's still off, but I'm exhausted. And I really just want to rest. I'm about to go shower, because my water is still on. Okay, my water is on. And I'm going to take me a hot shower. Okay, I will not be taking a whole bath. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm going to shower, and I'm going to rest, and I'm going to get ready for bed. And that is all I got. So this is your girl Kiwan. encouraging you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.